And joining me now, one of the witnesses who will be testifying to Congress on Wednesday, former Navy pilot and also co-founder of Americans for Safe Aeropace, Ryan Graves. Ryan, what exactly do you expect you'll tell this congressional investigation?
Well, I'll be looking to share the experiences that I had as a Navy F-18 pilot. I'll be looking to share what has progressed in this conversation since the 2014 timeframe when we first started spotting these objects. And I'll be looking to share just how big of a problem this has become for other military aviators and commercial aviators as well.
You don't call them UFOs, you call them UAFs, unidentified anomalous phenomenon, right?
UAP, close.
UAPs,
and yes, unidentified anomalous phenomena. And yeah, anomalous is the key word there. We're not tying this to the old terminology such as flying or to the air. We are seeing these in the space domain, the air domain, underwater. And so this is really a first principled approach to look at this agnostically without all the cultural baggage that there has been in the past.
I've talked to some experts in this area who say it could be an earthbound enemy or opponent who has some very sophisticated drones, basically, that they're putting up in the atmosphere. Is that possible?
Absolutely. For me and for Americans for Safe Aerospace, we treat this primarily as a domain awareness gap. It's a matter of national security that we understand what's in our airspace, and it's a matter of aviation security and safety that our aviators and our air crew know what's in front of them when they're flying around.
So when you were flying an F-18, what did you see?
Well, we still don't know. We never really were able to draw a conclusion on what it was. But what we were seeing were objects, primarily spheres, that were traveling anywhere from a completely stationary and very high winds to order of Mach 2. We're seeing these objects on a near daily basis, and they would be out there all day. We still don't know their origin, what their intent was, but we eventually had to start modifying our training so that we wouldn't hit one of these objects, and they were getting pretty close.
We are watching some of the videos that the Department of Defense has released. Do the videos give you any answers as to what we're looking at here?
Unfortunately, the videos that have been released are primarily unclassified and low-resolution images. The fact of the matter is that most of these images were gathered through the use of sophisticated radar systems that allow the camera systems to get in close in order to be able to see. So I'm a skeptic myself. I would like the general public to be able to see some of this more detailed information so that it can show the different behaviors over time. And that's one of the things that we're pushing for at safeaerospace.org is transparency on this topic. We believe the data deserves to be out into academia so that others can study this and we can start to reach those conclusions about what these actually are.
We apparently are going to hear some testimony this week from, I believe it's David Grush, who is supposedly ready to say that he knows of evidence of non-human spacecraft being held by the Department of Defense. Are you willing to go that far, or are you just looking for an explanation as to what these things that you've seen might be?
Well, my personal experience and the experiences from aviators are very pragmatic. They're dealing with this in the context of their professional aviation experience. David Grush's experience are different. He was tasked and a member of the UAP task force that ultimately arose because of the greater reporting from pilots. And during his investigations, he came across various materials and evidence. And so I've heard him say publicly, like others. And so I'm interested to hear what that evidence is as well. From my personal experience, my personal case, I can't speak to that side of the conversation.
All right. Well, it's going to be a fascinating hearing to watch, and we'll look for you this week. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Ryan Graves.